You can probably already tell because of how much my background has changed, but I got a new nail polish shelf on this side and reorganized the nail polish shelf on this side. This nail polish shelf is actually legitimately from a nail polish salon. I guess one was going out of business near us. And my mother-in-law and my grandma-in-law picked that up and immediately thought of me, so they gave it to me. It's really funny. They actually dropped it off at our house when we were taking our vacation in Salem because we asked them to come over and like water the plants while we were gone. And we walked in at like 1 a.m. the day we got back from Salem, and I pointed at it and said, "That's a nail polish shelf." And my boyfriend was like, "No, that's probably for like a medicine cabinet or something like that." And sure enough, it's legitimately a nail polish shelf. Anyways, I put all my limited edition ones that come in fancy cartons. They're up there. There's also like a specialized vintage one back there, but that's just because I don't have a special place for it right now. We have all the birthday polishes down here. This is a special polish, don't worry about it. But these are all the limited edition. We have Sophia's and Julian's and just like all of them, the like Holo Royalty ones and the David T ones. We have all the limited edition ones here. And I went through and I got all their swatches and I put their swatches on the rings so that they correlate in the rows here. And I would love to get another one or something similar and put it right here. And then I can put all of my discontinued polishes on this shelf. Right now they're just at the top, all the way up there off screen. So as you can see, all my discontinued ones are still up at the top. I want to take those and put them on a similar shelf right next to it. I just don't have another one of those right now. But at the same time, I did decide to completely redo this shelf too. This shelf has all my Holo Taco polishes, and it used to have them just in color order, and that's it. It made for a really cool background, honestly. It looked really nice, but I was having this issue where I was having a lot of trouble making cohesive nail polish looks because everything was so spread out. Trying to find all of my magnetic polishes or all of my linear holos that have a shimmer or a shift to them. Because they were so spread out, it was getting kind of frustrating to have to find them all. So I completely reorganized it. So now they're sorted by type. They're still in color order within the type, but now they're sorted by type. We have crims on the bottom. We have 3 or 4 different kinds of holos scattered around. These are all my linear holos right here, and these are more of like my giant, flaky, chunky holos. These are all the crims just in a line down here. It also goes up here a little bit. And then we've got big flaky holos, the linear holos. We have the in-between linear flaky holographics. We got crushed holo. But yeah, I took down every single one of my polishes and I left them in the color order they were in originally to make it easier to find them. And then I just started sorting them by what they are in order to make it easier for me to grab them and identify them later on. Especially since people have started like asking me to do their nails for them, in which case I think it would be easier for me to have them set up like this, so it's easier for them to see what they want and for me to find it. But yeah, I sorted them out, starting first with the crims because I know that's what Holo Taco has the most of. And then I have all these swatch sticks that I make every single time I get a polish. So I dug through my pile of swatch sticks and I made sure that I could find all of the right ones. I just matched them with each bottle, and when I had found them all, I was able to put the crims in color order and then keep the swatch sticks in color order on their little swatch ring thing. And then I hung it next to the rack itself. Since this rack over here is taking up like all the room where those originally were, I then hung them next to them on the wall. I went through every single swatch I had. These are for separate stuff, but I went through all my little swatch sticks and I organized them by type as well as by color, and then I put them all in little rings directly next to the row they're on. So this crims goes to these. These are like the crushed holos, and everything else on this row here, or this row here. And then for this row, since there are so many different types, I put them all in a ring, but between each of the, but if we look at it, between each of the types, I put a little clear one so that you could easily delineate between them without me having to put like 50 different rings up on the wall. You can kind of see on this shelf I did the same thing. Just hung them right next to each other like this. But yeah, I just went through each of my nail polishes individually, found their correct swatch stick, and then added it back to the shelf in color order, because that still looks good. I did the same thing for all of these, including all of the holographics, which I sorted into linear holo, the giant chunky holos, crushed holo, which there aren't very many of, which makes me sad because I love crushed holo. And then there were a few weird ones which were holo, but it wasn't like the main thing about it. but a lot of these were really hard to sort because Holo Taco is a specialty brand, so a lot of times there's more than one thing going on. For example, a lot of the linear holos also had a color shift to them in some regard, or a shimmer running through them. And so in the end, I had to just kind of make up my mind about where they were going to go on the shelf. I kind of went with whatever catches my eye first. Is it the shift? Is it the holo? Is it like chunky glitters? Whatever it is about the polish that grabs my attention first is where it's getting sorted into. I also ended up putting metallic anything kind of together, like frosted metals, but also like metallic-y foil looking nail polish is also together because there just wasn't very much to delineate between them. Chromes are separate, but they're close enough together on the shelf that they're basically in the same area. And also they share a wheel since there's only 3 chromes that aren't discontinued. Overall, I think this is just going to be easier for me to find exactly what I'm looking for. If I know I want only crims, easy, only crims at the bottom here. If I want only chunky holos, we got all of those right here, only linear holos, the medium ones. If I want only color shifting ones, like I have them all together now, which is funny because I noticed that Holo Taco has a bunch of green metallic ones. These aren't only frosted metals, these are just ones that are also like metallic looking. But yeah, so there's a lot of greens in the metallic ones, which led to a very interesting discovery. It seems that Holo Taco really favors green metallic stuff. Pretty much all of the things in the metallic category right now are green. Our metallic category has gift receipt, a silver, cheap champagne, a very light orangey color, more rose gold, mint money, a very light green, and those are all frosted metals. Then we have one of the newest ones, Stop Bugging. And even though this one has holo in it, the first thing I noticed was the shimmery metallic look of it. It's very similar to the kind of blue teal one that was in the 6th anniversary collection that I liked. So Stop Bugging's in here, and it's also green. And then we have another green, Ivy League. Again, I don't think this is a frosted metal, but it is a metallic looking polish. It's just very dark green. And then we have Silent Library here at the end, which I think this is supposed to be a frosted metal. It has a very similar vibe as Cold Shoulder, if anybody remembers. But yeah, that's half of all the metallic-y ones are green. That's kind of the only one that has like a really wide displacement like that. All of the other types of formulas seem to have a pretty even distribution, minus the fact that there's always a bunch of pinks, reds, and purples, but that's just every nail polish company ever does that. But I don't know why anyone was ever questioning this, but of course Holo Taco greatly favors holo polishes. There's a bunch of them. Each individual category of holo isn't more than their amount of crims, but all of the holos together would make them to be more than their amount of crims. The crims take up one whole row plus a little bit, and then the linear holos take up almost a whole row. So if you then also add in the other holos, you're definitely going to get more than the crims. And then I have a few that are just kind of by themselves. And then we have these 3 over here, which kind of don't fit into anything else. Late Checkout, which is my favorite Holo Taco polish. Hold on, let me turn on better lighting. This polish is my absolute favorite because of the way it has reflective shimmers in it and it just shines so pretty. This is my favorite one, but it doesn't really match anything else at all. So it has to be over here by itself. With these 2 that also don't match, we've got Milky White Shimmer and Private Villa. Those also just like don't really fit the vibe of anything else exactly. So they're just over here by themselves. We have Milky White Shimmer, Private Villa, and Late Checkout, which is my favorite Holo Taco polish of all time. I don't understand why they don't make more of the reflective glitter polishes. Maybe it's just incredibly difficult to do, but that one is by far my favorite polish. Those 3 I kind of put together because they don't really fit anywhere else. Private Villa is jelly-ish, but there's no actual holo in it, and it shines, but not like a true like color shifting polish. I don't know, I couldn't find anywhere where it fit in really nicely. Milky White Shimmer is just a white polish with a shimmer in it, and every other polish that has a shimmer running through it at least has a color shift aspect to it in some regard. This Milky White Shimmer is just white with a silver shimmer, so I kind of put it by itself. It doesn't really feel like it fits in with the other shimmers since most of those are color shifting shimmers, so it doesn't really feel like it fits in there. But there's no holo or anything else in it. It's not like magnetic or anything. So it also goes in this kind of like isolated outcast area. And then Late Checkout, of course, goes by itself. It's not holo, it's not color shifting. It has these reflective glitters that are so fucking cool, but it just does not match with anything else. There are a few like limited edition ones that it kind of matches with, but it doesn't match with anything that's like part of their standard lineup. But that's all there is for this episode of sorting through my nail polish. finished. When I get another shelf, I'm gonna take the discontinued ones and put them over here where those smudge sticks are. This weekend was my relaxing weekend. I had no like things I had to get done and do, and this is how I chose to spend my weekend relaxing. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this kind of like little random fun video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.